Okay, so a challenging situation, and the thing that always strikes me with challenging is people are being challenging for a reason. And certainly my experience tells you that most people, when they're behaving in a challenging way, it's almost always down to fear. They're worried about something, they're not sure about something, they're not confident about something. So that's the first thing I always ask myself, why are people behaving in a certain way? So one scenario that really sticks with me was actually about 15 years ago. And it was a young chap who turned up to a modular programme. This was a 12-week programme. Module 1 is always about getting to know each other, why they're there, that type of stuff. And this delegate from the outset was incredibly aggressive, clearly didn't want to be there. And I let this go till the first break, and I had a bit of a chat with him and said, are you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And this carried on into the morning, so I pulled him to one side at lunchtime and said, there's something not quite clicking here. I'm sensing that you're here almost under duress. And he opened up to me a little bit and said, well, actually, he was sent by his manager. And as a trainer, that's always something that you don't look forward to. We don't like people who've been sent. So I talked him through why he'd been sent. And it was all about, he wanted to move into a different role. He wanted to move through his career. And he'd been told that the only way to do this was through becoming a manager. So he'd been sent to a management development programme, ostensibly for his own benefit, but actually he had no desire to be a manager. So we had a very frank conversation, supported by the training manager at this organisation, to say, if you want to come along to the workshop, we're happy to have you there, but you're going to have to change your approach, you're going to have to get involved with the discussions, and at the very least, not be as negative as you've been, because actually you're impacting the experience of the other people in the programme. So he agreed to this. We also gave him the option not to come, but he said, no, my manager's told me I've got to be here, so I'll be here. And as this programme went on, we got 2 or 3 modules in, and he did absolutely adjust his behaviour. He wasn't perhaps the most engaged person, but he gradually pulled out. He had stories, he got involved with people, always whilst being vocal that this probably wasn't what he went to do. And then in module 10, which is the module where we sort of ask people to reflect a bit on, so what have you got out of the programme so far? What are you going to do differently? And we did the group session, and he just pulled me to one side at the end and he said, Gill, I just want to say thank you. And I was like, okay, thank you for what? And he says, you've just spent the last 10 weeks showing me exactly why I don't want to be a manager. He says, because I now understand what management is. I understand the challenges. I understand what's involved. And I don't want to do that. He was a nurse. He said, I'm a nurse and I want to look after people. That's not what I want to do. And as a result of the time he'd spent with me, he actually changed his career path and he went into his nursing specialist role, which didn't involve managing people, which he hadn't considered before. And actually, I kept in touch with this chap for a long time afterwards. And he often talked about that being a massive turning point in his life. So although he didn't become a manager, it was because he didn't want to be a manager. And just having those conversations and that coaching approach that we took with him all the way through the programme helped him advance his career in a slightly different way from planned. So I just remind people, when people are being challenging, there's a reason for it. So the key to us as a trainer is talk to them, understand what's going on in their heads, and if we can help them, we will. And 99 times out of 100, we'll be able to help you.